Guys, real good friend Stick Del Hagen reporting in here, and I'm going to give you a little update on an experiment that I'm dilly-dallying with. Now, listen, as you know, I completely severed my patellar tendon, that's the quadriceps tendon, ripped it off the bone on both sides, as well as totally severed it diagonally all the way through. 3 full tears of the tendon. Tendon was shredded to bits. They used freaking cheesecloth and whale fishing wire to sew it. They said it was like minced meat, sewing minced meat back together. So I'm 5 months post-surgery right now. The strength is coming back, but what has not quite come back yet, fellas, is the ability to run and jump. I have about a vertical jumping power. My vertical is a freaking inch right now. And I haven't been able to run. That is until today. Now listen, just slowly working on the running. I finally got to the point where a jog is okay. And listen, this is what we did. We decided to experiment a little bit, and we put it on an incline treadmill, guys. Incline treadmill. This is something I used to do back in the day. I used to do a lot of incline treadmill when I was a college wrestler, because from my experience, fellas, I can tell you, if you want to know a thing or two about getting really good conditioning, all right, ask freaking collegiate, freestyle, folk style, Greco, whatever. Ask any wrestler that competes at a high level. The freaking wind sprint bike is going to be up there, as well as incline treadmill sprinting or hill sprinting, okay? Nothing's harder than those two things. And what does it come down to? It comes down to sprints, okay? So anyways, the fact that I was able to successfully run at a steep incline today, right, changed my mindset. I'm feeling freaking fired up. I'm feeling positive. I'm feeling like it's time to make a drastic change, okay? So this is what I'm gonna do, guys. This is an experiment that I'm gonna do, but listen, I'm all about preaching, about getting stacked, jacked, succulent, dense, full, really full. I'm talking fanny pack full of treats. I'm talking 8 chocolate chip cookies a day. That's great, right? The fact that I've gained so much freaking weight is great, because now that I'll be doing incline treadmill, guys, these calves are gonna get freaking bulbous, okay? Lower body is gonna freaking balloon up to that of a horse, of course. Do you understand what I'm saying? The fact that the lower extremities are gonna have to carry such succulent, dense, freaking bulbous, sacks of fluid, basically, sodium fluid, bloat, tissues, fat, all that kind of stuff. It's good. It's a good thing. So, I guess what am I trying to get at here, fellas? It's good to be the snack pack. The snack pack is in fact good. Keep with the snack pack. But guys, I want to preach the positive things, and I see too many idiots, too many buffoons. We've all fallen in this category of you don't want to do cardio or conditioning, you don't want to kill the gains, you just want to do the curls and the bench press, get stacked and jacked, damn right, succulent and dense, you know what I'm saying? But guys, listen to this for a second, okay? I am going to start doing high incline, full, 12, whatever, incline, like this sucker right there, okay? Intervals, right? We'll change it up a little bit, but because I can't go super intense yet, I'm talking a 1 minute on, 1 minute off interval, right? High intensity. Now, you could say, Sticky Ricky, the treadmill's stupid, but here's the deal, guys. If you could do a giant hill, yeah, that's cool, right? Hills are cool, but it's hard to find giant hills where you can go for a minute straight. You know what I'm saying? So the freaking minute on the treadmill, guys, and we'll start with, five rounds, whatever. You can work your way up to whatever. There was a study, okay, there's a bunch of stuff. I think there was a study, I think it was 15 1-minute goes or something like that. And I think this is the bro science. Well, it's not bro science, it's real science, but the bro site, the ergolog site, I think it was they consumed a diet of nothing but McDonald's. But from doing the 15 1-minute high incline treadmill intervals, their health markers were not affected at all, right? So the McDonald's diet had no effect because of the high intensity interval treadmill, okay? There was another study. This is a PubMed one. I don't know where the other one was from, but this is stuff, okay? I'm not spewing out BS, okay? This is the real deal, fellas. What was it? A sprint, the high, like an all-out sprint boosted your natural hormone, growth hormone production 530% or something like that. And then it stayed elevated for like 2 hours, okay? And then there was even another one that was like, even if it wasn't an all-out sprint, it was just like a meh sprint, you know what I mean, low effort sprint. It was still boosted by like 450% or something like that. Now, you can say, Sticky Ricky, why does this matter? Well, fellas, I guess what I'm trying to say here is, right, a couple of things are gonna happen. If you start or end, whatever, on the high incline, you don't look at it as cardio because, you know, interval sprints, especially when it's on an incline, is more of a strength training per se, right? You're generating horsepower with your hamstrings, your glutes, right? You're gonna get freaking jack and staff calves, obviously. You know, solid freaking dense ankles. No one's gonna roll your ankle, you know what I'm saying? Listen, if you want the proof in the pudding, guys, here's some freaking proof in the pudding. I think it was like a month before I got hurt. I went to the park and I bought the parachute to do sprinted parachute sprints or whatever the hell, you know what I'm saying? Sprinting with a parachute on my back. And it was fun, and damn was I feeling it. And I said I was gonna do one more. And, you know, I had it on camera, but I didn't upload it at the time because I didn't want anyone to know that I was hurt, you know what I'm saying? So it was my last one, freaking pop one hamstring. As I decelerated, I popped the other hamstring. So I pulled both my hamstrings, okay? I had 2 freaking double pulled hamstrings, guys. And I was worried I ripped those suckers off the bone. I couldn't even bend over. But you know what? I had to just, didn't train legs on my own, let those suckers heal. And, when I had to go to work and stuff, I just hoped for the best that I wouldn't just rip it off the bone. It was tough. They were tight. But guys, if you're talking about an exercise so tremendously stressful that it could potentially rip your freaking hamstring off the bone, we know I can attest that it can pull those suckers and make them sore for a month. You're telling me that's not going to give you horsepower? I mean, guys, and look at and everyone knows this, we're gonna rehash this, but you look at the physiques of when you watch the Olympics, right? You look at the physiques of the sprinters. They got giant horse legs, bulbous glutes, and shredded abdominals. Now, what's the shredded abdominals from? You know what I'm saying? Is it their diet? Probably not. They're probably like a lot of high athletes, the high level athletes I know are on the Mickey D's diet. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't care. They work really hard. They're naturally gifted, but they also bust their ass. But it's when you're at that level, you can eat whatever you want. So they're probably honestly eating Mickey D's, and they're freaking, stacked and jacked, downright cut up, shredded to bits. You know what I'm saying? Is that because they're constantly growth hormone production is 1,000% higher than their average schmuck? Maybe. You know what I'm saying? Because they're doing them all out sprints all the time. No, I'm not saying you don't have to, sacrifice the weights for freaking sprinting. That's not my point at all. Because my point is, right, there's a couple of ways that we can approach this. Because you're getting so many freaking birds with this one stone. You're strengthening your lower body, right? Increasing that explosiveness, that in turn is gonna, theoretically, it should improve your deadlift or your squat, right? I can tell you another thing for a fact, okay? This was a while ago, because I haven't used one in a long time, but the Woodway Curve treadmill that you can sprint at your own pace and you can see the speed you're going. Back when I was a strength coach at this private academy or whatever, they had one. And when my deadlift was peaked, like the strongest it was at the time, my sprinting was obviously faster, right? And then when I was weaker, my sprinting it sucked. You understand what I'm saying? So the two go hand in hand. So if it goes to show that the deadlift improves the sprint speed, well then it should also go to show that, a better sprint speed is going to be a better deadlift. Now, listen, guys, I'm spewing some BS. It's not BS though, listen. Don't twist my freaking words. Don't put words in my freaking mouth. It's not BS. But I remember God, I can't remember who the freaking Olympic sprinter was or something, but he was some horsecock that like, he was super fast, and then he didn't hardly even train lifting, but he had like a massive squat or whatever because his legs were so freaking strong from sprinting all the time. Now, does that help at all? No, but you just have to take my word for it because A, I have no idea who it was, and B, I can't remember what even the poundages were or anything like that. But, you know, he was a sprinter, so he was relatively light, but he had like I think it was maybe like a 3-time bodyweight squat or something, which is pretty good, you know what I'm saying? A 3-time bodyweight squat you're getting pretty elite. And he was an Olympic, you know what I'm saying? He was just a freaking sprinter, you know what I'm saying? So, anyways, my whole point is, where do we go with this, Sticky Ricky? What the hell, what am I doing? You know, what are we even talking about here? I guess what I'm trying to say, fellas, is, you know, I'm excited to start implementing the intervals of the treadmill. I'm going to look at this in a couple ways. I think, you know, I think this is the best way to go about it, you know, and listen, if you guys have theories or, you know, thesis, whatever the frick you want to come up with and spew them out in the comment section, by all means. But what I'm thinking is, you know, drink 10 cups of coffee. And when I say 10 cups of coffee, guys, I'm talking about freaking, you know, the instant. I'm talking about the 10 scoops of instant, you know, which comes out to 10 cups of coffee, theoretically. But it's not, you know, it's not freaking, it's not, you know, 10 of these suckers, you know what I'm saying? But here's the plan, fellas. I'm thinking 10 cups of coffee, right? Head to the gym, you know, freaking just get a little warm on the tread, you know, just a little incline walk for not long because I don't want to waste time. I don't have much time in the gym. So I'm thinking a couple mins on the incline tread, high incline, get the glutes pumping, okay? You know, maybe 5, maybe just 5. 5 high incline, you know what I'm saying, as I get in better shape. I think for now I'm in terrible shape. You know, blood pressure's probably through the roof. You know, when I was doing the interval, you know, sprinting or whatever, it wasn't even a sprint, guys. It was slow. But listen, I mean, I'm freaking stacked and jacked and just getting back into it, you know what I'm saying? But my heart rate was like 180, right? Which is pretty much maxed out, you know? But, you know, we'll start with a minute on, a minute off. You know, maybe do that 5 times. And then, you know, just eventually, you know, taper them. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's a minute on, minute off, and we'll go, you know, a minute on, 45 seconds off. Let the old heart get a little stronger, you know what I'm saying? And then maybe as my legs get more powerful, it'll be more intense. You know, 30 seconds on 30. You know, just dilly-dally. Mess around with it that way. And then, theoretically, right, like, what do you think? Listen, now this is pure freaking bro science. I understand that, but at the same time, don't freaking underestimate it. Now, say you start with that, you get the intervals, and there's also been a lot of freaking analytical data, scientifical data, you know what I'm saying, that sprinting tremendously increases the production of a massive hormonal response, you know? Listen, this is another PubMed thing. Now, don't freaking ask me where I got it from, all right? Because you're going to have to just Google it for yourself. But it's there because I just did a Google as well. Because I don't make these videos without doing a quick Google first. And I'm not trying to be a freaking scientist, professional, you know, freaking surgeon, you know what I'm saying? But I got to kind of have my bearings freaking grasped in my brain, you know what I'm saying? So there was some study that, like, boosted testosterone by 20%, which was, you know, insignificant or something, right? We already know about the GH is freaking ramped up after an all-out sprint, and there was like IGF-1 levels were elevated as well. So you're telling me that if you do this, right, and then you get some freaking succulent, you know, bench pressing or, you know, freaking curls or laterals or whatever, you know, you hammer that out. You hammer these freaking huge muscle groups, okay, right? Making your body bulletproof, right? Making you resilient, mentally tough, right? You spike all these anabolic hormones, and then that stuff's all flowing through your freaking blood. So you're telling me when you train, do you think you're gonna have a better response? I would imagine you would, right? Now, because obviously, anytime you're training muscles, you get this hormonal response. But the thing is, the bigger muscles have the bigger response, and the sprinting is like the ultimate. Because the thing is with the sprinting, right? You can literally tear your muscles off the bone. Yes, you can do this with like squats and deadlifts too, but my whole point is, first of all, The intervals, you can crank them out super quick. Oh no, this video's almost over. God.